if the religion of Islam could eliminate racism from among the societies that exist in Africa, Asia, Europe, and Arabia, then it would do well for the American white man to expose himself to get to a better understanding of the religion of Islam, and perhaps it can remove some of the racism, which is like a cancer that is destroying the American society today. No, I think it tends to face facts. And the white man doesn't realize that every day he's losing his ability to face facts. The situation that he's in South Vietnam is a good example, or in other parts of the world. His attitude toward Red China. All of these are indications of an overall characteristic that is coming down upon white America, the inability to face facts. And their inability to face facts where the black man in this country is concerned is probably more profound or more noticeable than any other aspect of the American problem.
Well, the Harlem riots actually shouldn't surprise anyone. It's only an example of why the passage of the recent Civil Rights Bill in the United States can do actually or absolutely nothing to solve the problems that confront our people there. Despite the passage of this bill, our people are still the victims of brutality, and most of them are being brutalized by the police here in the North, or rather in the North, instead of in the South. It's surprising to me that the racial explosion, hasn't gotten farther out of hand than it actually has. And it's not a reflection of the ability of the New York police to contain the Negroes in Harlem. It's actually a reflection of the ability of the Negroes in Harlem to hold or exercise restraint in the face of the most severe form of brutality. Well, if Goldwater ever becomes president, one thing his presence in the White House will do, it will make black people in America have to face up to facts, probably for the first time in many, many years. And this in itself is good, in that Goldwater is a man who's not capable of hiding his racist tendencies, and at the same time, he's not capable of even pretending to Negroes that he's their friend. So this will have a tendency to make the Negro, probably for the first time, do something to stand on his own feet and solve his own problem, instead of putting himself in a position to be misled, misused, exploited by the whites who pose as liberals only for the purpose of getting the support of the Negro. So in one sense, Goldwater's coming in will awaken the Negro, and it will probably awaken the entire world, more so than the world has been awakened since Hitler.
How can you advocate violence in an area where 3 men have disappeared who were doing nothing but trying to show our people how to register to vote? The violence is already there. We are going there to put down the violence. Since the government isn't able to stop the violence that's being committed against Negroes, we feel that it is necessary to put a halt to this violence ourselves. And Lyndon B. Johnson just stated this week that this government would go to war to protect the peace that this government wants. And we feel that our people have reached the point wherein we can see that we're going to have to go to war against the racists in this country, and make war against them ourselves in order to preserve our own peace and in order to preserve our own lives and our own property. And this is not advocating any kind of violence. This is being prepared to retaliate against those who are violent with us. And we think that this is the only language that the Ku Klux Klan and the White Citizens Council and the George Lincoln Rockwells and these other racists and extremists understand. It's not advocating violence. Our people there are already the victims of violence and have been the victims of brutal violence on the part of the Klan. We're advocating self-defense units, and self-defense units alone.
Who would the victims of this guerrilla army be?
Only the racists, only the people who are inflicting criminal assault upon the lives and the property of our people in that area. One of the things that they could do, they could see that the federal government had to intervene. Since Jim Foreman and others there have not been able to get government intervention with peaceful methods, we feel that we can send in enough brothers into that area to carry on a campaign of terror against the Ku Klux Klan to the point where the government would have to intervene itself and occupy the state of Mississippi